Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome to recap number 80. I think I'm on 80, which means we're 400 games deep into the Super Nintendo library. And obviously, if you're keeping up with the show, I'm a little behind on getting this recap out there. And I probably won't start the next set of actual Super Nintendo games until January. What I'm doing right now for the month of December is just trying to play some modern stuff, taking a short break, getting things ready. But we're going to talk about the last 5 games we got, which is Natsume Championship Wrestling, Ren Stimpy Firedogs, King of Monsters 2, Saturday Night Slammasters, and Operation Europe, a Koei game. So starting up, Natsume Championship Wrestling. This is, if I recall what I've heard, a very, very popular wrestling franchise in Japan. Natsume and then I think Fire Pro are the two big wrestling things. The game was very tight controlled. The graphics were good. The shading looked good. The sound and music was good. The biggest complaint I had about this game actually was you had to be very quick on the button. It was very millisecond timing to get your moves to go off. And once you figured that out, you could really just dominate this game. I did finish this game. I did give it a thumbs up. It is actually pretty fun as a solo adventure. With a second player, I think this game would excel. I think it would be a beautifully fun game and well worth getting. Natsume Championship Wrestling. It's just good. If you're couch co-oping it, it's probably even better. So check that one out. Definitely worth it. Next up, Ren and Stimpy Firedogs. Now, if you remember Ren and Stimpy, I think it was Vidiots. We played 6 months ago, maybe. That game was absolute dog garbage. This game is also absolute crap. It is literally the same levels over and over again. So you're seeing this. This is the firehouse. This is level 1. It is basically run around the house and get things and bring them to the fire truck. And then the second level is you're running around with the bouncy trampoline, catching things as they fall and jump from the buildings. And then you repeat the firehouse and the bouncy things and the firehouse and the bouncy things for every day of the week. So I assume 7 days. And that is it. This game, the movement was bad. The sound was bad. It wasn't fun. Total garbage. Complete void. Ren and Stimpy Firedogs. Just bleh, terrible. Next up, however, is King of the Monsters 2. Now, King of the Monsters 1, I remember Joey and I played it a long, long time ago. It was actually more like a kaiju wrestling game. And this game still had some wrestling-like moments to it, but it was significantly more akin to a beat-em-up, a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It was a lot of fun. We finished this game. I finished this game. The graphics were good. The controls were decent. The music was decent. So it's worth checking out, I think. It's thumbs up. King of Monsters 1 was a lot of fun as a 2-player game. This one, when you do 2 players, I think it turns into more of a fighting game. But single player, it's very much just a side-scrolling beat-em-up. So good deal on that one. I enjoyed it. Definitely worth going out and taking a look for. Fourth game up, Saturday Night Slammasters. This one's a real weird game. It is a mix between... it's a Capcom game, and it feels like a real strange mix between Final Fight and Street Fighter, okay? So... it takes place in a wrestling ring. You can see there Mike Hager from Final Fight is one of the characters you can play. This is his days as a street wrestler. The problem is there's only 3 action buttons. Instead of Street Fighter having the 6 buttons, it's 3. And so it's real hard to pull off the special moves. The controls felt weak too. And I think that's because Final Fight and a beat 'em up are generally fairly stiff controlled. You know? Whereas this, because it's so close to being a fighting game, those stiff controls, I think, held it back. I think I gave it a thumbs down. I can't remember now. I did beat the game. I mean, it was fine. There was some definite sections of what I felt was kind of quarter-eaty, cheesy almost. The computer would pull off every special move it could, and you had a real hard time keeping up with it. But... it's fun. I own the physical of this. I enjoy it just because of what it is. I love beat-em-ups, and I like Street Fighter, and this seemed like a nice marriage. The sound is good. The graphics are gorgeous, Capcom. It's hard to deny the graphical quality. But I think just because of gameplay, I think I gave it a thumbs down. It was not as enjoyable as something like King of Monsters or Natsume Championship Wrestling or Final Fight or Street Fighter. It's just a weird mix of them all and didn't quite live up to the expectations that you wanted to see. And finally, Operation Europe, Path to Victory, 1939-1945. This is the European Theater strategic battle game by Koei. This game, I felt like actually looked worse than some of the previous Koei games we've played. And it is Koei. If you are a big military strategy game player, you probably enjoy this. I don't enjoy this. It is way too much minutia as far as figuring out resource allocations, where men are, moving divisions and units inside of divisions, and fighting this and doing that. The music was pretty repetitive, very repetitive. I just don't enjoy Koei games. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I don't think it's worth picking up. That said, of course, if you're a big person in the military strategy games, you probably enjoy this game. It's just not for me. And I think it's probably not for the vast majority of gamers, frankly. The time investment to get good at this game and figure out all the intricacies of it is vast. And I think there are better looking and probably better playing Koei games. This one seemed very much not great. We go back to like Gemfire, I remember specifically, because that was like, it felt like baby's first Koei game. And that's a game I feel like I would actually play. The graphics were arguably just as bad as this, but the gameplay was a little lighter. So, take that for what it is. Again, if you like Koei, if you like strategy, good for you. I'm not saying it's a bad genre. It's just not my genre. So, that's it, guys. That's episode 80 recap. God, so many games and so many more to go. But that's, we're at 400. It leaves me like 300 and I think 10-ish to go because we did all the Super Scope games a while back. So, very cool. Very happy to be here. Thanks for sticking with us, checking this out. Leave comments or what have you. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.